My name is Noté, and I'm a mixed media artist, photographer, and also a digital artist as well. Every brand has an icon, right? The iconography is like my language. There's millions of flowers out there. Just like in nature, there's so many different types of flowers. So in my world, I build flowers that has the same iconography, but they're different. I love colors. I think colors, it can soothe you, and it can pep you up. It's just in ways that you use it. I draw from because in my life, I've gone through some dark times, and I feel as if that's probably why these iconographies came to me. Like I think, in real life we have happiness and sadness. Even though I'm playing with like playful characters, there's like a little underline of seriousness to it. It's all about colors. If I wanted to just full blown and just do everything in color and not even have black in it, then you'll just see like the happy-go-lucky side of it, But in some of the work, it's about transformation. It's about free-flowing, like levitating in a way. My first iconography was Happy Africa. It was totally based on me being from Africa, but media. It was nothing like positive. It was nothing graphic out there that just showed just something simple, but fun. So I created that iconography based on where I was from and based on the West, on how it saw Africa. I just kept building from there. It went from me doing that to saying, okay, let me see if I could do other characters, and it just kept coming and kept growing and growing and growing. I started like creating these dreamscapes, these worlds with the characters, and it just came like it. I did one thing and one thing led to another, and the work just kept building. Yeah, they usually say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and my good friend Lex just happened to me personally. To me, he just happened to. For me, he epitomized just what a black man is. Like I think that any black man can relate to him. I'm grateful that he gave me the opportunity to shoot him. In Egypt, like the pharaohs, you have this gesture, and the way the world looks at a black male figure is like he epitomized that in every way. Even if he's going through pain with me capturing that picture and in triumph, like I think that it shows. I modeled for years, and during the end of it, I started soul searching. Like, what am I going to do? Is this going to be like, what I'm going to do? Or, there has to be something else. And I had a friend who was a photographer, and he just said, you should get Photoshop and learn how to, play with, Photoshop. I was like, man, I don't know. I'm not going to do that. I got the suite and I went home at 5 o'clock. And I was like, let me see what I could do on this Illustrator. And I stayed on that thing till 7 o'clock the next morning and didn't even know that I stayed on it that long. So, and it kept happening. I kept creating different things. Like I just kept creating and creating and creating. And one of my other friends, I was at his house doing it. He's like, man, you might have found your passion, because you're on this thing all the time. You don't even want to hang out with us anymore. But it was that early stage. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know it was going to lead to this. I just knew that I liked it, you know. Because my background is like I went to school for drafting, and in drafting you draw like things to scale with, it could be architecture or it could be mechanical, but that's where like that was my artistic thing, but it wasn't artistic, it was like work, But then when I discovered this and I just switched my mind to, let me see if I could do this artistically. And then that's when, I just put in the hours in creating. My inner struggle is that the computer is like perfect, right? And when I'm painting, it's like, do you want it to be perfect? So that's what I struggle with sometimes. It's like the idea of, do you want it to be just like what it is in a computer? One of my friends was doing a film. The piece was about an artist. Ironically, the piece was about an artist painting his last painting. And we went to go see this artist at his house. And for some reason, me and the artist clicked and we started talking. And I had my computer with me, and he wanted to see, he was like, let me see the work you do on it. And I started showing him, and the first thing he said to me, he's like, oh shit, bro, you should paint this stuff. And that's what I was like, what? Paint? And yeah, that's how I started. He gave me a canvas, and I think it took me like 2 weeks to get up the nerve to actually paint one of the pieces.